Look, this show has allowed all kinds of people to come on. People we agree with, people we don't agree with. I've not been a fan of this man's. I don't like how he talks to us. I don't like how he talks to the nation.
If somebody's gonna try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go f yourself.
Offer me money. Offer me power. I don't care.
So you just don't care.
The chaos started with 3 explosive headlines: an FBI warrant, a lawsuit from Elon Musk, and the shocking disappearance of Whoopi Goldberg. The public couldn't look away. People were left gasping as Goldberg, one of the most recognized names in Hollywood, suddenly vanished without a trace. But before disappearing, she made a chilling statement. She feared being deported by none other than Donald Trump. This wasn't just a celebrity running from controversy. This felt bigger. Goldberg, never one to back down from powerful figures, wasn't just arguing on a talk show anymore. She was gone, vanished. Is she actually guilty of something serious? Or is she fleeing a much darker plan designed to wipe out voices like hers? Could this all be part of an unseen war? Media giants, tech billionaires, political powerhouses, all clashing behind the scenes? She's terrified of Trump. She fears deportation. But what is she really running from? Or worse, what truth is she too scared to speak? These are simply observations, my own views. I'm not claiming anything as fact. But if even one of these theories is true, this saga is far from over. In the glittering realm of Hollywood, Whoopi Goldberg has long reigned as a legend. For decades, she charmed, provoked, and entertained millions. Her style was iconic, her presence undeniable. But then, in March 2025, the world was rocked by news that she had fled the United States. Rumors erupted everywhere. Social media exploded. According to reports, her exit happened just before the FBI issued a warrant for her arrest, and all signs pointed to a lawsuit launched by Elon Musk. People couldn't believe it. Was Whoopi Goldberg, beloved by millions, really fleeing the law? Sources claimed she boarded a private jet in the dead of night, slipping away to a secret destination. No one knew where she went. Not the press, not her fans, not even her closest allies. Whispers swirled that she fled to a country without an extradition treaty, somewhere she could be safe from U.S. authorities. The timing couldn't be ignored. She vanished only hours before the warrant dropped. Too perfect to be coincidence. Some insiders insisted she knew exactly what was coming. They claimed she consulted lawyers and security advisors weeks before her flight. That she meticulously mapped out an escape plan to slip out unnoticed. And the fact that she pulled it off just before the warrant was issued only made it more suspicious. Fans were stunned. Many rushed to social media, pleading for answers, hoping their beloved star was safe. People shared heartfelt memories, praying she'd return soon. But as the days passed with no word, hope turned into confusion, then fear. Why did she really leave? Was this just an attempt to dodge media frenzy, or something far more serious? What exactly did the FBI find? And what role did Elon Musk play in all of this? It all began with a storm of words. Goldberg made a controversial statement.
It's not good for anyone, and it's not good for poor folks. It is not good for y'all because you become slave fodder. It's not a good thing. It's not good for women because you are now being told and dictated to, and you can't say anything because they, throw you in a jail or whatever.
Her exact warning? You just got to keep your eyes open, because if they can just come up and take somebody because they've made a decision that you're supposed to be that person, any one of us could find ourselves being deported to some country when we've never been there. That statement alone rattled cages, and Elon Musk wasn't having it. Musk, now running the Department of Government Effectiveness, yes, the DOGE, accused Goldberg of spreading panic and misinformation.
This is not something I'd recommend, frankly. Yeah. I don't know what else to say, but it is, and I'm just looking at this video and it's so bizarre.
He slammed her for damaging his reputation and stirring up fear across the country. Within days, he filed a defamation lawsuit, and what started as a civil case quickly caught the attention of federal investigators. Then came the bombshell. The FBI found something, some evidence connected to Goldberg, but they've kept it sealed tight. That silence only added fuel to the fire. What could be so serious that it led to a full-blown arrest warrant? The media went into overdrive. Every major outlet dug in, speculating about her mysterious flight, her unknown whereabouts, and whether the charges were part of a political setup or something worse. The pressure mounted, not just on Goldberg, but also on those close to her. Her name was everywhere, and not in the way she ever imagined. For someone so used to being in the spotlight, this was a nightmare like no other. And it didn't stop there. Goldberg had always been loud, proud, and political, but this time the backlash was seismic. When Elon Musk, a man with a notoriously thin skin and enormous influence, decided to sue her, it wasn't just about one person's words. It became a national battle over free speech, reputation, and power. The tension between Goldberg and Musk wasn't new. They had often criticized each other publicly, clashing over social issues, politics, and tech. But the true firestorm began when she voiced fears of state power being used to target people unfairly. People like her. She said it plainly. If powerful people could decide someone needed to be deported, it could happen to anyone. These weren't just words, they were accusations.
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go f yourself.
And Musk was ready to fight back hard. He hit back quickly, claiming she was trying to sabotage trust in his department and undermine national stability. Within days, he filed the lawsuit, and the chain reaction was unstoppable. Goldberg, unafraid as ever, didn't back down, at first. Before the legal system had fully reacted, she told reporters, "If you want to sue me for speaking my mind, go ahead. But I'm not afraid of the truth." But maybe she should have been. What she didn't expect, or what no one saw coming, was how fast the situation would escalate. Musk's lawsuit morphed from a civil issue into something darker. The FBI dove deep, and suddenly there were whispers of criminal implications. Details were kept under wraps, but certain insiders hinted that the case was now about more than just defamation. It might involve national security. People began to speculate. Had Whoopi Goldberg somehow accessed classified information? Had she leaked something dangerous? Theories began to swirl like wildfire. Right after the FBI's involvement became public, Goldberg disappeared. No statements, no appearances, nothing. Her exit wasn't just mysterious, it was haunting. The suddenness of it made one thing clear. She saw this coming, and she wanted out before it got worse. Hollywood was stunned. When has a celebrity feud turned into a federal manhunt? Sources said the FBI had already confiscated devices from Goldberg's inner circle and questioned several of her associates. Even her personal laptop had reportedly been seized. What was she hiding? What were they hoping to find? And then came the most alarming claim. Goldberg had been in contact with a known group of digital whistleblowers, a shadowy collective famous for leaking government and corporate secrets. This revelation shook everyone to the core. Was Whoopi Goldberg trying to expose something huge? Was she working with underground networks to shine light on secrets no one was supposed to see? Or did she accidentally get involved with the wrong people, and now the consequences are closing in? This wasn't just a media scandal anymore. This was a ticking time bomb. More than ever, people were divided. Some believed she was a hero trying to fight corruption. Others were convinced she had crossed the line and betrayed something sacred. Meanwhile, federal agents were reportedly expanding their investigation, digging into her ties with journalists, politicians, and even hackers. Her private emails and texts were now under scrutiny. Everything was fair game. And then there was her past. Goldberg had long criticized the growing power of tech companies, especially the ones run by Musk. She'd warned about their ability to control data, invade privacy, and monitor lives in silence. At the time, people dismissed her warnings, but now, those same words were being replayed with chilling weight. If they can track everything we do, everything we say, then what kind of freedom do we really have, she had said. Back then, it was just a provocative quote. Today, it sounds like a message, maybe even a warning. And maybe that's what scared people the most. As the whispers grew louder, so did the stakes. More leaks surfaced. Some suggested Goldberg may have accidentally exposed confidential ties between government agencies and tech companies. Others claimed she had recordings, messages, maybe even proof of something far more sinister. But nothing was confirmed. And that's what made it all the more terrifying. Behind closed doors, investigators worked tirelessly while the media flung theory after theory. One thing was clear. This was no longer about a defamation lawsuit. This was war. The White House finally responded, but barely. In a short, cold statement, it claimed no interference with the investigation. Yet people weren't buying it. Too many coincidences, too many sealed files, too many silent players. Was someone protecting Elon Musk? Or was someone trying to erase Whoopi Goldberg? Meanwhile, Hollywood was tearing itself apart. The entertainment world split into fierce camps, those who supported Goldberg and those who wanted nothing to do with her. Friends who once praised her genius were now silent. Major studios began quietly cutting her from projects. Sponsors disappeared. Even familiar voices from her own talk show world hesitated to speak up. Some fans called this a betrayal. Where are her friends now, they asked. Where is Oprah? Where are the people who stood with her on every red carpet? The silence was deafening, but not everyone abandoned her. A few loyal allies spoke out, fighting against the tide, defending Whoopi's name. She has always told the truth, one of her colleagues shouted on live TV. This isn't justice, it's a takedown. Still, the damage had been done. Her reputation, once glowing, was now surrounded by doubt, suspicion, and fear. Was she the villain or the victim? Musk's team, on the other hand, was unrelenting. With the media in a frenzy and public pressure mounting, Musk made a chilling vow: no one escapes the truth. I will see this through to the end. His words, echoed across social platforms, only deepened the divide. Outside the federal courthouse, crowds gathered every day, two sides chanting in a never-ending war of signs and slogans. Whoopi is innocent, clashed with no one is above the law. It wasn't just a legal fight anymore. It had become a cultural earthquake, a battle over truth, speech, power, and control. Clips from Goldberg's past were ripped apart on the internet. Every statement, every interview picked apart. Musk's supporters painted her as reckless and dangerous. Goldberg's defenders claimed she was being silenced, targeted for daring to speak out. As the lawsuit surged forward, the FBI's search for Goldberg became more aggressive. The warrant was still active. Agents reportedly followed leads across Europe and beyond. Some sources claimed she had escaped to a private villa in the Swiss Alps. Others believed she was hiding in a remote country with no extradition treaty. Every theory only deepened the mystery, but no one could say for sure. Was she hiding or planning something even bigger? Her legal team, still active in the U.S., tried to fight Musk's accusations from a distance. But without her presence, everything felt uncertain. Would she return and face the storm? Or had she made the choice to disappear forever? Hollywood insiders confessed privately. Some feared her return would bring more destruction than her silence ever could. Because this wasn't just about two celebrities, it was about something bigger. A war between voices who challenge power and those who hold it. Rumors grew darker. Whispers of blackmail, of data leaks, of secret recordings that could ruin reputations and destroy careers. Had Goldberg seen something? Heard something? Or was she merely caught in a game she never wanted to play? An anonymous source claimed Goldberg had in her possession a hidden file, codenamed Project Echo, said to contain shocking information about high-level partnerships between government agencies and private tech empires. But again, no one could prove it, and that only made it scarier. What was real? What was fabrication? The line was vanishing fast. Then came the final twist, something that turned everything upside down. One morning, a short video leaked online, grainy, dimly lit, and only seconds long. But it showed a woman who appeared to be Whoopi Goldberg in an unknown location, speaking directly into the camera. Her voice was steady, but her eyes haunted. "You think I ran because I was scared? I didn't run. I got out. Because I had to. You don't know what's happening, but soon you will." And then the video cut out. The internet exploded. Was it real? Was it staged? Had she sent this herself? Or had someone found it and leaked it? No one knew. The questions piled up, and answers refused to appear. Musk's legal team quickly dismissed the video as fake. Desperate stunt, they said, but Goldberg's supporters saw it as a warning. Something bigger was coming, and just like that, the court of public opinion caught fire again. People didn't know what to believe, but they couldn't stop watching. The case took a wild new turn. Media outlets began demanding the FBI release more information, but officials refused. Even the judge overseeing the civil side of the lawsuit went silent, issuing strict orders to seal parts of the ongoing investigation. Was it to protect the legal process, or to protect powerful names involved? Now, Hollywood, Washington, and Silicon Valley all seemed connected in one giant tangled web. And in the middle of it all, a woman who once stood on stage with gold statues in hand was now a shadow in exile. But as the world waits, one final question begins to rise above the noise. What if Goldberg's disappearance wasn't an escape, but an act of rebellion? What if she left not to hide, but to expose? Because somewhere behind the glitter and lawsuits, behind the media smokescreens and courtroom drama, something is brewing. Something that terrifies the elite. Some now believe she's preparing to return. Not for redemption, not for forgiveness, but for revelation. And if that's true, the world may not be ready for what she brings with her. Whether she is a whistleblower, a fugitive, or a fallen star, one thing is certain. If Whoopi Goldberg steps back into the spotlight, it will shake every corner of power. And maybe that's exactly what they're afraid of. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more content like this, so hit that like button and don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and please make sure to check out these other videos you might like. See you guys in the next video. Till then, take care and goodbye.